Good morning and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium, Mom in the Morning for September the 20th, 2021. Oh my gosh, it's almost my sister's birthday and I've almost forgotten about it. I'll need to deal with that one today. Hi, how's everyone doing? I hope you had a great weekend. I have discovered that while it may take up to 5 hours to drive from Indianapolis to Chicago, it takes longer to fly. Okay, so yeah, only 30 minutes of that time was actually being in an airplane. The remaining 5+ hours was sitting on the ground at Indianapolis waiting for the weather to clear in Chicago. And if I'd known, I would have canceled my flight. But I didn't know until I was on the airplane and until they had pulled away from the gate. Surprise! Coming home was a breeze, but it's such a pain in the rump to drive through all the traffic to get there. Sorry about that. And then the absolute pleasure of going through TSA. And it wasn't bad and the people were nice and all that stuff, but it still took forever. So I've been playing a lot of Firewall because I need to do the dailies, and if I do the dailies by playing Firewall and just have it all queued up to turn in, if I want to do it at some weird hour, if I'm doing it on my laptop, which isn't the best for playing Firewall. My apologies, my throat's kind of bad today. Well, it's easier to have it all done in advance, except tunes like this one are woefully underpowered. But I got it done on all of these underpowered ones, so I'm slowly beefing them up, but I realized it's a lot faster to play Jabberwocky. Problem is, this tune isn't capable of playing Jabberwocky, because it hasn't done this preliminary episode, so I thought, let's get this episode out of the way. And still not the best tune. Never have really taken her to where she needs to be. So I've got some meh modules running here. I mean, nothing great. Nothing terrible, but nothing great. Then realizing, well, I haven't done the R&D to upgrade any of the equipment I've got. And while I've got some money, a lot of it belongs to Von Marcus, who sent me way too much money during one of his events. I won't say perhaps it had a fair amount to drink when he decided it would be a good idea, but he'd had a fair amount to drink during the moment he decided it would be a good idea. So I still have his money because, you know, I'm not taking somebody else's money. Ooh, I have AP damage on the ground. That just popped up. Let's switch out that weapon for something with some AP. At least I can put a chunk in it while I do this. Oh, I have to go all the way around? Come on. He's right there. So I hope you all had a much better weekend than I did. Okay, what did I miss? What did I not do? Oh, I have to unlock the door. Seriously, who puts the door unlock all the way over here? In a pinch, I've been playing Counterpoint on some of my lower tunes. Again, just because working off the laptop hasn't been great.
Greetings. I am Golkardek.
Yes, and we know we're going to see you in the next episode.
You will never defeat me.
I love it when you get these super tough guys. Good morning, Godargo. How are you doing? But I like the super tough guys because you can just burn so much of the DPS you need to get. Versus you get a whole bunch of the little guys. I.e., if you have to burn, let's say, AP and you go down to defeat the Borg, go find the elite tacticals and the heavy tacticals. Good to hear that. I hope you had a pleasant weekend.
approaching the... I will be along. Looks like I arrived just in time.
Be fun if they made the radiated trail only last X amount of time. Okay. Oopsie. Ugh. Bummer. Give me 1 sec here. Go. So as I was sitting there for almost 3+ hours, 3+ hours? Just shy of 3 hours at the airport, on the airplane, my husband was going, just, you know, if they go back to the gate, just cancel the flight and stay. I'm like, no, I want to come home. So I have to stay home in 2 weeks. Just stay there. I don't want to come home. But if I had stayed at home, I would have a new introduction for this series for this week and next week. Ooh, I do believe, by the way, that the Happy Star Trek Day accolade from visiting the museum ends tomorrow or Wednesday. So if you don't have it, get it. It's just visiting the 10 ships.
Those look like mirror universe ships.
Commander JN7, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, great timing. You start following and I immediately get killed, so I look like an idiot. But how are you doing today? They're just Terrans. I should be able to kill them. Don't forget, if you want to join us in chat, you're always welcome. If you want to join us in Discord, I don't usually have Discord open in the morning. Hey, Zork Player, how are you doing? I haven't seen you for a while. Hope all is well.
More ships coming through.
I am, well, not working at the moment. That will change in about just over an hour as I saunter off to my job. Think I need some better saves on this ship. What have we got here? Oh! Well, that explains a little bit of the problem.
I will notify the vendors that you are on your way.
No, if I had that magic wand, I would be using it on my apartment. which is why I'm staying home, not next week, but the week after. I have a huge work event on Thursday, and thought, 10 hours of driving in the following 3 days, why don't I just take the day off? Speaking of, but not completely related, does anybody else know the music group, The Who, not the WHO, but The Who, the HU, the Mongols from China? Good, and we can pick up Jabberwocky for later. Alright, let's see what we got to do here. Defeat Voth on the ground, defeat the aliens on the ground, and AP damage on the ground. Well, I think that one's pretty easy. Let's take on those Voth first. Yeah, well, actually, the whole thing about having your house or your apartment clean is don't own enough stuff that you have to clean. Yeah, that's actually kind of the point. When I'm in Indy, the only person who knows that I'm here is my son. I mean, my husband knows I'm here, but he's not going to pester me because he lives in Chicago, and that's a quick 200-mile drive. Okay, so Zork player, when my husband's mom passed away, we had asked her to move closer to us so that we'd be able to take care of her, and so she spent the last 6-7 years of her life about 10 miles from where I was living at that time, from where my husband still lives. And she passed away, and all of her stuff was boxed up and put in my garage. The last time I was able to put my car in the garage was before she passed away. That stuff is still there. And now we're planning to move here, and now it's all on my husband's half of the garage. Okay, that's fine. My half is filled with his shop stuff. So I can totally appreciate that. It's one great argument for don't have stuff. Where am I going to go today? Ooh. Well, I guess it doesn't matter where I go. I prefer to do that, but okay, fine. Let's go to the park just because it's easier to get to today. Or the outskirts, my bad. I could, except for the basic problem of it's not my stuff. It belongs to my husband. Preference on Trek, which, in terms of which series do I like the best, which actors, etc., etc.? Yeah, when my mom passed away, my sister went in and cleaned out all of her stuff like the day after, so my dad wouldn't have to do it. And I was trying to explain to them it's actually very helpful to go through somebody else's stuff and experience the emotions of the loss. It's kind of healthy when you're ready to do it. But nope, they cleaned out everything the next day. That's weird. Oh. So I never had to deal with any of my mom's stuff, and my dad moved to Austria, long story, before he passed away, so he moved all of his own stuff and left his new girlfriend, also long story, not bad story, just long story, with all his stuff to clean up. And I don't know what she did with it. I hope that she sold it. Okay, Trek preferences. Best series is DS9 in terms of writing, scripting, story arc, characters. It had episodes with consequences that affected the design of the characters in later episodes. Well crafted in that sense. Isn't my favorite one. I am a TNG girl. I appreciate that it's not a great series. I mean, it's got some great episodes. It's got good acting. It's got a better ensemble feel, in my opinion, than any of the others. But the scripting wasn't as consistent, and there's only one real episode with actions and consequences, actually two-part episode, with Best of Both Worlds Parts 1 and 2 and Family to follow that up. Was it? And there's a little bit in Season 6 and 7, but not as much. Least favorite, definitely Discovery. Bad science, bad writing, bad acting. Bad Trek. Would it be decent science fiction? Actually, it might be. Because you have unlikable characters, but there's nothing in science fiction that says you have to have likable characters. The Neutronium God series would be a great example of that. And in just plain fiction, White Gold Wielder. Again, totally unlikable main character. Really good writing. Good fiction. Completely off that topic would be Lower Decks, which I don't consider to be a Star Trek series in a lot of ways, because it's animated. But honest to goodness, that's pretty funny. It's got decent characters. It's got decent scripts. It's got some huge issues. Not the least of which is if you try and jam that much dialogue into 30 seconds, you're going to have a problem. Or, sorry, into 30 minutes, plus, in essence, commercial time. What did we miss? We missed one. There it is. Dudes, if you're going to do it, do the whole thing. Don't just come and shoot the guys. Because now, I assumed you'd finish this up. My bad. Discovery has poor scripts, bad science, just flat out bad science, unreasonable science, stupid science, which it shouldn't have. Oh, come on, I have to do the whole thing now? Ah. I'm gonna lose them all. The acting isn't great. There are a couple of decent actors in there. Doug Jones, I think, is very good. But that's it. I don't know of another good actor in there. I mean, I like Michelle Yeoh, but then they promptly killed her off. And when you make somebody one-dimensional evil, it's not good acting. It's not good script writing. No matter how good you are as an actress or actor, if there's only one dimension to your character, you can't play it well. The tall guy in the show, that's Doug Jones. If you're talking about Saru. Where am I going to go defeat some Tholians on the ground? I could go to Nukara. Okay, let's go to Nukara. Yeah, that's got to be a pain in the butt. DT and I watched the first episode of Lower Decks when we were in Vegas for the convention, and it was really funny. But it's a lot of money to spend to get that week after week after week. I mean, $7 a month is a lot of money. So I'm going to wait for all 10 to be done, pay for my Paramount Plus for the month, and just binge watch it. Let's see, what are we going to do? Let's see if it's in progress. Got one there. Zork player, you're more than welcome to whisper that to me. Yeah, DT's like, I can let you, use my license. I'm like, it's okay. I don't like to do anything illegal. I'm not a fan of Voyager at all. WC is a huge guy on terms of taking something that doesn't work and how would you fix it. And he was able to fix Discovery if there had been a slight recrafting of the story. I think Voyager would have worked even better if everybody had acknowledged that while Janeway was a captain, she was a new captain. And therefore, it explains why she's so wildly, and I mean wildly, out of character. This episode she goes this way, this episode she goes that way, this episode we go that way. Oh, anything for my crew, except, in the very first episode, where she commits them to staying in the Delta Quadrant. You have the option to write the script your way. It's like when people have a movie that's got a huge inconsistency in terms of character or plot or something else, and you think to yourself, but you wrote the story. You could have fixed it in the writing. You don't have to argue your way out of an issue. You just fix it in the story writing. I'm looking forward to Strange New Worlds. I am extremely hopeful. Let's see, which way do I want to go? Guess I want to go over here. I am extremely hopeful that they will follow up in some of the original lines of Trek. Because currently the best Trek that's been out for a long time, aside from probably Lower Decks, is the Orville. It does Trek better than Trek has done for the last 10 years. And unfortunately, it's on Hulu. And I don't have Hulu. Actually, I don't have TV, period, so I live a lot off of a Roku Fire Stick. And anything I can stream for free. By the way, if you've got Amazon Prime, they do have some of the original Star Trek series available as part of Amazon Prime. Only killed 5? Seriously? It's because I'm trying to do with an AP weapon, which is fine, but there are better ways to kill Tholians. Let's see what else I got here. Ugh. Alright, while I'm waiting for that to respawn. Can I take who out of where? Why do I beam back to that spot? I want to beam back to the other spot. Oh. Here we go, we're up to 10. Okay, if you've got a crystal prism or you've got the Baul sentries, I'd love to come over to one spot, which is over here, because they spawn like crazy over here, and I'll usually set up the crystals and just let them cook the Tholians for a few minutes, and boom, all gone. Does this tune have the crystals? I don't think so. Newer tune. This is the one that took me over an hour to finish off Firewall the other day because she's so underpowered. It's because I have too many tunes. Three to go. I quite agree with you, Commander. I mean, if you just go at it from a point of normal human interaction, well, I'm not getting you down from there, dear. If everything is always grim, people's mental health deteriorates really quickly, and current situation would be a great example of that. Alright, we are done with them. Nope, 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 nope. Don't bother me. Don't bother Mom for a moment while I run away. Alright, we got all those done. Yay! Which one place? Excuse me while I switch tunes. Yes, I will fix that picture, I promise. I put the wrong picture on the other day. Speaking of pictures, where is it? This is the picture I put on by mistake. That's DT and Garrett at the convention back in 2018. But it's not the picture I meant to put there. That's at our booth of mini tribbles. And we're back on the other tune. Katha, where are you? There we go.
Our scouts have found
Yeah.
an attack element of the Zilkethi fleet. We need to know what.
I know what you mean, Commander. I've had not a bad life. I mean, my life's been pretty darn good. But, yeah, you have to laugh. My grandfather passed away, and my mom and her 3 sisters and my grandmother were in the limo following the hearse to the graveside for the burial. And, you know, everybody's crying, and all of a sudden, one of my aunts started remembering something stupid that my grandfather used to do. You know, funny, stupid. And then one of my other aunts began to remember another thing, and so did my mom and even my grandmother. Finally, by the time they got to the burial site, they were laughing, because sometimes you have to get that humor in. If it's just grim, 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 ugh. Okay, what are we looking at here? Harvest materials on the ground. Destroy Zilkethi ships in the battle zone. Ugh. Destroy destructible torpedoes. Okie dokie. Well. Exactly. Yeah, remember there's a couple episodes of TNG when Picard's just like, sometimes you just have to yield to the inevitable. And he starts laughing. And obviously Kirk and the original crew. There's humor in quite a few of them. Alright, harvest materials. Where the heck are we? Let's go see if we've got... Look, there's still in Charybdis. Let's take it first. Right, every other tune I've got, when you hit Scylla and Charybdis, it promptly gets you to the beginning of the mission. This one, no. Seriously, guys? Take me to Scylla and Charybdis. And there would be times when we had 7 nurses, but only 1 on call at a time, so you'd be getting ready to leave for the day, and all of a sudden you discover you're going to have to stay late and deal with the patient. Okay, that happens. Totally can deal with that. Where is Scylla and Charybdis starting? That's weird. Okay, maybe we aren't going to start there today. Gankra then. And you know, do the patient procedure. Yeah, 4 to 6 hours. It's now midnight. And that's when you remember that you took the bus in and you didn't drive that day. So, okay, one of the guys down in the lab says, hey, I'll drive you over to the train station because there's a train at 2 in the morning, which means you're going to sit at the train station until 2 in the morning. Well, you can't do that if you're on call. You have to be within 30 minutes of availability at the hospital. So you think, okay, I will just sleep at the hospital. Not for the first time. And you finally fall asleep on a donor chair. And that's when your phone rings. You've got another patient. Ugh, so I've had an hour of sleep, awake for 18 hours. Rinse and repeat as they are bringing in patients all weekend. It's a bad weekend. And at some point you just start chuckling because there's nothing you can do. Why do we have a dreadnought up? I don't want dreadnoughts.
Get close to asteroids and tow them away from the enemy launch facility.
Oops, oops, oops. I'm sorry. Sorry. Never drop a grab wall into the Zenkethi. Harbinger? It's not an episode, is it? I got my 10 ships. And I got killed. Perfect timing. Signs and portents. Okay, a second. I love signs and portents. Let me see. Is that inventories? Good morning, Mr. Dave. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Oh, it's still uninterrupted, so I want signs and portents. There we go. Apparently I'm in the middle of signs and portents. Probably I'm at Admint. Alright, everybody, check out Commander JN7 at The Cherry Jones on Twitter. Let's get out of here because we got that one. Destructible torpedoes. Let's see if I can finally get to Scylla and Charybdis. I'm going to drop that and reacquire.
Heed the call of the warrior. Claim the Imperial and serve the Empire well.
Okay, so my brother was having open heart surgery because of a life of eating foods that aren't particularly healthy for him, and he decided, I think I'll be just ready to have a heart attack any minute now. And the doctor's like, we're going to do some work. And not super major, but they had to do, retrieve a piece of artery from one arm and cut that into place in his heart. And finally recovers from that fairly well. And he's in the recovery room coming out from surgery, and the anesthetist, that word, and the nurse are, trying to bring him around, make sure he's coaching us to place time, and identity, the three things they're looking for. And he wakes up and he looks at them and he starts speaking in Spanish, and will only speak in Spanish. And after a while, they were getting really concerned because that's not what they had expected. So they hurry out to my sister, my poor, stressed out, very, very panicky sister, who's fortunately at the hospital where I work, so I can do something about it. And they're like, we think there's an issue. Your husband's only speaking in Spanish. She goes into the recovery room, basically whacks him and goes, stop it. He wakes up laughing. Obviously he speaks Spanish. But it's not his primary language. But he thought it was a perfect place to pull that joke. So hang on 1 second here. I want to change. There we go. Da 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 da. Okay. All right, Commander, I've just put you into our ending credits. That will actually go at the end of each episode that we upload, to give you a little bit of a plug. Have we seen the new leader of the Klingons? Yes, we have. Didn't you play it through yet, Zerk? Net. Okay, who's played Firewall?
This is Captain Kumar K. We're on our way.
Because I'm not going to do a spoiler on Firewall. No, I don't want to fire on you. I want to fire on you. That. Oh yeah, Mr. Dave. Mr. Dave, go play Firewall. Go play it right now. It's long, so play it on normal the first time through. But, oh my gosh, go play Firewall. Zork player, go play Firewall.
We'll handle the torpedoes while you stop the Zencaster.
Go play it right now. Ah, this is only 5 of them. Though, guessing from what you said, you haven't finished playing up Klingon Civil War yet. Well, I'm sure they would, Commander, but they'll like it more if they know it's there. Well, the TFO is good TFO, but the mission itself is really nice. Really nice. And it's one of those moments at the end, which is kind of like in, what is it, Kittimer Discord? Where at the end, Ja'ula comes back to help you. It's one of those, oh, moments. And you get to be, in the case of the Ja'ula one, you get to play as a different aspect of yourself. Much fun. Same thing in this other one. Okay, let's just go ahead and finish this up and get to the last ones. By the way, if you get the Zenkethi ships not in the battle zone for your daily, pick it up from Scylla and Charybdis because the torpedoes also count as Zenkethi. Obviously, if you get the battle zone, it doesn't work that way. So, courtesy of flying to Chicago, I obviously couldn't take my car with, and therefore couldn't do my usual weekend stuff of running errands. I was actually stuck in the house, and if I wanted to do anything, I'd have to walk. So I did a lot of walking. But that meant I had time to just sit down and play Firewall on every tune, or almost every tune. Like I said, if you're underpowered, it's a little bit tougher. And since it's pretty much 50-50 space and ground, you need to be decently equipped on both. Okay, we're at 13. Come on, fire some more torpedoes, guys. Baby needs a new pair of torpedoes. Come on. Fine.
I'll cover planetary defense.
Tell you what, Kumarki. 15, 3 to go. Come on, guys, 3 more torpedoes, please. Much as I enjoyed Klingon Civil War, I disagree with how it ended, but that's because I think Martok should always be the Chancellor. Because he's Martok. One more. I need one more torpedo, guys. While I'm waiting for another torpedo, let's see where we're at here. Nope, I guess we'll get that torpedo first. All right. Fine, Mark can get them out. Focus on getting the ship. FYI, we will have a show tonight. I do not know if there's a show tomorrow because I have to work super late tomorrow. Maybe. I said that on Wednesday and then wound up not having to work late on Wednesday. Alright, let's go finish up harvest materials on the ground.
Captain Parr has defected to the Alliance. She's revealed the next target of the Zenkethi fleet, Bejor. The intel checks out, so...
Nope. There it is, okay. No. Cancel. That one. One item on the ground.
Welcome to New Romulus.
Thank you so much. Let's do that. There we go. Alright, so what I wanted to look at was where I am with this tune. We have got 500 and almost 600 of our 1,000. So we're slowly getting those. Endeavors. Ooh, got a long way to go on endeavors. Got a long way to go on stories. What are we up to here? Romulan Mystery Arc. What have we got going there? What do we say? A little Romulan Mystery Arc? Where are we at? Oh, the vault. Oh, good. We already did the vault. Whew. Coliseum. Nah, there's no way we're going to do Coliseum today. It's just... Nah. Meh.
Greetings.
Am I going to cheat and do the walkthrough on Coliseum? Yep. Okay. It's not that I dislike Coliseum, it's tedious. There's some aspects of it I really enjoy. This wouldn't be the big one of this episode. I enjoyed the fact that you get to go planetside and you get the long walk with, what's his name, Slamek? And then there's the drawback of you have the long walk with Slamek, who's just whiny. Ugh. I get it. He's not a good person. He's not supposed to be a likable character, but he's so whiny. He's not even a Karen. He's just whiny. I was talking about Slamek being whiny. Oh, the night's too bright. It hurts my eyes. Ah. If it ever loads, that is. So, Commander, I take it that you're at work, so either you work very early in the morning, or you're potentially not in this area of the world. Okay. So we have two consoles next to each other with the same function. Good. That's not great. Daniels and Cooper, too. All right. Am I cheating? Yes. Absolutely, I'm cheating. I mean, every now and then you gotta cheat. Oh, we're in Australia, Commander. In general terms, obviously, you don't have to be super specific. It's not like I'm going to zip over there given the current status of the planet. Victoria, oh, okay. I will say that I've flown over it, but I don't think I've ever been there, have I? I don't think so. Hold it. That's where Melbourne is, correct? It is where Melbourne is. I have been there. Ha! That's where also one of our fleet mates lives. Though I have not been there to see him. Alright, turn off all station operations. What did we miss? We missed one more. We missed two. Yay! You know what this means? Alright, so here we are in the actual Coliseum, half the world, and this one right here. I have a friend who lives in Sydney, and I spent a couple of weeks living with her up there. She was working, so I got to explore everything in Sydney on my own. Much fun. And then we went off to New Zealand for her birthday party and spent a couple of weeks there. And came back and hung out with a friend in Melbourne for a couple of weeks. But not with my fleet mate. Still have to meet him. But in any case, it is 6:58 and we don't have time to run Coliseum. But we'll come back to that another day. And I'm going to log off. We will be back at 7 p.m. this evening with DT and me. I think that's it. I don't know about tomorrow. Definitely not on Wednesday. Back Thursday, I think. We'll get this back to the normal schedule at some point, folks. And we have two things cooking. A new podcast that we hope to be starting in the not too distant future. And something else to do with your Star Trek Online stuff. But we're working on that one. That's coming up in a couple of weeks with working. So something new to happen. So on behalf of the Darkmom Consortium, I want to thank everyone who joined me this morning. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.